In the previous tutorial, I neglected to discuss about the button. So right now it just says button. That's probably not very good. So let's go ahead and go to our ready button here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the text so it says submit or something like that. And that's going to be a whole lot better. All right, so now we're ready to begin working on our code. So the very first thing that we're going to want to do is declare our variables. So what I'm going to want to do first is put a comment up there at the top and tell the people, hey, I'm going to be declaring my variables. So let's do that. Okay, so the next part that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the variables block, and I'm going to establish my first variable. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use the var x block. I'm going to drag that over here. Now, the next question is, what are my variables going to be about? Well, in this app, I'm mostly concerned with the things that the user is going to be putting in. The first thing the user is going to put in is the type of water that's going to be in the tank. So what I'm going to do is go here where it says the variable, and I'm going to say water type, like this. Okay, so that's my first one. And my second one is going to be the tank's water capacity. So I need another variable for that one. And this one is going to be called tank size. So again, when you're declaring your variables, you can use whatever name you want, but just be sure that the names correlate to what the variable is supposed to be about. Don't do things like X or Y or variable 1 or variable 2. Those aren't really helpful in figuring out what your app is supposed to do. Okay, so now I've gone through and declared the variables. The next part of my code is going to be the onEvents. So before I begin my first onEvent, I'm just going to place a comment here, and I'm going to switch to text mode and space it down a line just because I like to have a little bit of separation between the sections of the code. And before I write my comment, I'm going to set up my onEvent, and then I will go in and come back and take care of the comment. So I'm going to go here to UI controls, and I'm going to do my onEvent. Okay, so when you're doing your onEvent, you need to supply it with two things. The first is, what on earth am I talking about? So if I go over here and I put my mouse over it, this is called the type dropdown. So I'm going to go here where it says ID. I'm going to click the arrow, and I want to look for type dropdown. There it is. Okay, so I've got the type dropdown. Next, I'm going to So what I want to happen is when the user changes the stuff that's in this menu right here, I want it to do something. So what I'm going to do is go here. I'm going to press change, because when the user is going to go in there and change something, that's when something's going to happen. Now, the other thing I want to point out is that if you see right here, my default says type of fish. I would strongly encourage you to have something in there that's kind of like a placeholder or a temporary thing, so that way the user has to go in there and change something. If that doesn't happen, then your app is just going to sit there and it won't do what you want it to do. So please make sure that there's some kind of a default option there that forces the user to change the option. Okay, so when the user changes the option, I need to store whatever this is in its corresponding variable. So I'm going to go here to the variables block, and I'm going to get an x equals. So please remember that my first one was a fish type, so this is going to be water type. Okay, and then what I want it to do is I want the water type to be one of the options that's in the menu. So the way I do that is I go here to UI controls. I'm going to use get text. Okay. So I'm going to put that there. So I want it to get the text from the type dropdown, because this is the menu that the user is changing. See, I'll put my mouse over it. It says type dropdown. So that's what I want. And that's really all this onEvent has to do. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to set up another comment for the next one. I'm going to set up the UI control, put another onEvent there. All right. And this is going to be the other one. So this is going to be for the tank size dropdown. So I'm going to go here and choose that. And again, this is going to be another thing where the user changes. So I'm going to hit change. I'm going to use another variable block. I'm going to take this over here and set it up. So this one, I'm going to be doing my tank size variable. And I want the tank size to be the number that's going to be found in that menu. So I go back to UI controls, and we're going to go to get number. And I want to get the number from the tank size dropdown, which is this right here. So let me go ahead and put that in. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put in my comments. The other thing that I want to do is, it's just a nice thing to do, is I want to put a space between the onEvents. It's not necessary, but it's nice to be able to kind of separate things out nicely. Okay. All right, so my first comment is going to say something to the effect of this. When the user changes the water type, the option the user chooses will be stored in the in the water type variable. Okay, so all I did to make it go to the next line was I just pressed the enter key and finished typing, and then it did that for me. Okay, all right, similarly, when we go through here, when the user changes the tank size, the option the user chooses will be stored in the tank size variable. Let me correct that little misstep right there. Okay, so at this point, we have set up the variables and the onEvents. One thing we're going to do real quick is we'll set up one last onEvent for the submit button. I neglected to mention that. Let's go ahead and switch this over so I can get a couple spaces in here. Okay, you'll notice how before I did this, I typed in // that way I get a comment, but the same thing you could do is click on functions where it's up here, and then you have this gray menu right there, and that will show up, okay? So here's what I want. When the user clicks the submit button, the results will appear in the output area. Okay, so I'm going to set this up. This button is we called it ready button because for whatever reason it didn't like submit. So let's find ready button. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call my update screen function, which I haven't created yet. It's going to be the subject of the next video, but I'm going to drag in a function call right here, and I'm going to type in update screen. Now, in the next tutorial, what I'm going to talk about is how to set up that update screen function so that it makes the decision and outputs the results to the screen. So at this point, you should be in good shape with your variables and all of the onEvents that your code will need in order to work.